What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Security Skates. This is your host, Paul, and on this episode, you will attend the Lindsay Park Cleanup and Skate Jam, which took place on Sunday, October 27th at Lindsay Park in Los Angeles, California. I was super excited to get back to Lindsay Park and get some work done with this cleanup, so let's get started and see how it went. So there was a delay on this day, but we did get started a little bit later than we wanted to, and I was super hyped to see that there were skateboarders out there who had waited around and were there for the cleanup. And moreover, they were younger members of the skateboarding community, so I was really impressed to see that they wanted to get out here and get some work done in this form and manner. But we had our table set up, and I wanted to get my tour around the park before we got started so that you could see how much trash there was there this day. So we started over here by the end of the park and went over here by the storage containers. We weren't going to mess with the couch because we had no place to put it, but we did have a lot of trash that we had to clean up ahead of us. You can see over here, looks like the wind had kind of blown some trash over here. There's some stuff behind the barricade. There's broken glass here, which is never good. You never want broken glass at a skate park, because if you fall, you might fall on it and either get a glass splinter or cut your arm open, get slashed up by some glass. That's no fun. So I wanted to make sure we were going to get that cleaned up. There's some stuff over here as well. You can see it all kind of gathers up against this little wall right here. This one too. Looks like the wind plays a part in that. Kind of blows it over to here. Gets that trash built up over here. So we were definitely going to get to that as well. It was good to see that Lindsay wasn't in that bad a shape, but could definitely use a cleanup. There wasn't anything too major there that needed a lot of attention, but there was just little pieces of trash and debris scattered throughout the park, like in these planters over here on the other side of the park. But could definitely use some work and some TLC, so I was hyped to be there and ready to see that we had a team to get some work done. Shout out to all the skateboarders who turned out to clean up the park this day. I had them sign up, make sure we got them all linked in with Security Skates, and we got started. This was the biggest group of volunteers I have had yet, so it was cool to see how fast we can get work done together at a park. We just needed a little guidance and to make sure that we had the proper tools, and we were able to all work as a team together to get the park cleaned up, as you can see here. Big shout out to the City of Los Angeles Office of Community Beautification for providing us these tools to come out here and get these community cleanups done. It is so cool. One of the kids was like, "Hey, I know where there's a bunch of trash." And I started picking behind in between the platform and the fence here at the skate park. And indeed, there was a bunch of trash in there. So I wanted to let them work on that. So I walked around the park, over on the other side of the trailer, make sure I got some of the other stuff cleaned up, because there was in fact a lot of trash in that area that they were working on. But you can see them all getting at it there. I started to help them out over here once I was done with the other side of the park. But there was quite a bit of trash in there, and it was cool to see that they were aware of it and they knew that they wanted to get it out of there. So we got it all stacked in, all piled into this bag. Really cool to see. I will be honest, I am falling in love with coming out to skate parks and getting these skate park cleanups done and executed in this manner. It is so cool to see that the community wants to help out, especially the younger members of the skateboarding community. It's always cool to get them motivated to do stuff like this, because this is the kind of stuff that skate parks need. If we can teach the future generations to keep skate parks clean like this, we will have no problem reducing community litter at parks throughout the Los Angeles area. So it's really hyped to get some work done like this. Super hyped to be getting it done. You can see here, really getting some of this trash out of there. Some of the stuff that we pulled out of there had been in there for a while, and the only way we could tell was because of the style that it was in. Like, some of the styles of like the cans and bags have changed over the years, and some of them were really old-fashioned, like old style, like graphics and stuff. So that was pretty cool to see that there was trash that had been down there for a long time that we were removing. Really proud of these little skaters for coming out and getting this work done at their park. This is their local park. I was able to give them some information on how to keep these cleanups going through the City of Los Angeles Office of Community Beautification. Good times out here at Lindsay, getting these kids to clean up with me. But at this point, we had put in some good work at this park already, so it was time to enjoy the benefits and catch a skate sesh. Let's see it.
Hey, these kids say they want to play a game of skate for a new day. Let's get it. Who's going to win it? You guys going to take it home?
Oh, yeah.
Let's get it.
So indeed, they did play a game of skate, and the winner did take home a new used deck. So it was cool to see if they wanted to compete against each other to win some stuff. And one did take home a new used deck. Here's some more kids that showed up a little bit later in the cleanup, and I wanted to give them the opportunity to get in on the fun as well. So there were a couple more just like Cheetos and chips and stuff that we got swept up around the park. Shout out to these guys for coming through to help me out. There were two younger skaters that I did see putting in a little bit more effort than the rest of the crew, so I wanted to give them acknowledgement here.
Hey, we're all done with the cleanup. We got all these kids out here cleaning up the park. We're gonna give a big shout out to Sarai and Isaiah. We're gonna give them some stuff, hook them up. It was some really good times cleaning out here at Gilbert Lindsay. You guys ready to skate? Skate the new clean park. Let's get it. Good times.
Really good way to set an example, guys. Made sure we got them some new fresh gear and got the skate sesh going. So as the kids started skating again, I wanted to make sure that I started around with the rest of the park, getting the rest of the park cleaned up. So I started to make my tour with my bucket and my grabber, get some of the stuff out of the planters. I did actually pick up quite a bit of trash on this trip here. And one thing that I did notice that was common at this park is that as I was cleaning up, there were a lot of members of the community who would thank me or say thank you to me because I was cleaning up the park. So that was a really good feeling to know that I was doing something that people appreciated. And as I continued cleaning, I actually noticed that there was another woman there that was walking around with a bucket and some grabbers and picking up some trash too. So we started conversing, and I learned that she was one of the workers at the Lindsay Park Recreation Center, and that they were having a Halloween spooktacular in a few days. And she invited me out to that Halloween spooktacular as security skates because of the work that we were doing here this day. She had noticed that we were out here cleaning up the park, having the kids clean up the skate park, and was really with what we were doing on our mission. So big shout out to Daisy and Keisha over at the Lindsay Park Recreation Center for inviting us out to the Halloween Spooktacular. You can check that out in another video that will be coming out soon. But yeah, we are not the only ones out at these parks cleaning up. Really cool stuff to see. There was a lot of trash though at this park, so much so that my bucket got filled up pretty quick and I had to start transferring it into a trash bag. So that was good to know that I was actually picking up quite a bit of trash. If you're not familiar with Lindsay Skate Park, it is pretty much surrounded by soccer fields and a baseball stadium. So there is very active on Sundays. A lot of members of the community out there doing their thing, having soccer games, playing baseball games, having some fun, stuff like that. As well, there are food vendors and members of the community out here celebrating birthdays and stuff like that, having fun. And lastly, but not leastly, there are members of the recreation center out here helping out, doing their thing, doing their jobs out here at the park. So it really is an active park. You can see a man sitting down there having his lunch. So it's really cool to see that there were so many members of the community out there enjoying the park that we were cleaning up. Here we are by the Gilbert Lindsay Park sign. Still plenty of trash to pick up. Had about a half a bag at this point. And the mission continued. We were over here by the baseball stadium, started picking up some of this trash that I was finding. Made our way along over here to this corner where there was quite a bit of trash that had built up. Looks like the wind had played a role in that one as well. Pushed some of this trash into the corner. At this point, it was kind of a treasure hunt for me. I was getting excited to find trash that had been built up or that needed to get cleaned up. So it really is enjoyable to come out here and do these things. But I had found this trash over here in the corner, so I was hyped to get that into the bucket, back into the bag. Made it over here, back to on the other side of the soccer fields. I was for sure working my way back to the skate park, and it was nice to know that I was picking up all this trash that was along the gate side of the soccer fields. You can see it here. We hit the corner. Made our way back to the table inside of the skate park. Had 2 bags of trash that we needed to get squared away. Now luckily they did have a dumpster area here at Lindsay Park, so I was able to get these bags of trash over to the dumpster area and make sure that they were squared away and we're going to get picked up. Usually I do return the bags of trash that I collect back to my private residence so I can get them squared away into a dumpster, but there was just too much trash and not enough space in my car for this trip. So I did leave them there, but it was nice to know that we had gotten Gilbert Lindsay Park cleaned up, especially Gilbert Lindsay Skate Park, because that's what I was there for. We're going to give you a quick tour so that you can see it is in much better condition than when we started. Here's the gap in between the gate. You can see there's not a lot of trash in there at all, if any. At this point, the sun had come out and it was getting warm out there. So the volunteers that had showed up to clean and skate were starting to take off, go their separate ways, but it was good to know that we had gotten this work done and made an impact on this skate community out at Lindsay Park. A big shout out to all the skaters that showed up to the skate park this day to come and clean up and volunteer. You are the ones that are making a difference in your community, and that is awesome to see. You guys should be very proud of yourselves for that. Good to know that we got this park cleaned up. Had some fun doing it. It's always good to link up with skaters who didn't know about security skates before and now do, especially in this manner, getting skate park cleanups done. Good times out at Lindsay this day. The park was looking much better than it had when we first showed up, so that is always good to know that we made a difference out here. Big shout out to my mom for always coming out to help us hold it down at the table. Good times. So us skateboarders have put in a lot of work at this park, and the skate park cleanup was done. We were wrapping it up and it was time to get going. A big shout out to all the skateboarders that were out there helping out this day. I hope you all are able to make it to the Trinity Skate Park cleanup and skate jam happening November 10th. Let's go. I want to take this part of the video to give a big shout out to the City of Los Angeles Board of Public Works Office of Community Beautification for hooking us up with all the tools that we need to get these skate parks done. Don't forget to check out security_skates on Instagram to keep up with all the next skate meets and skate park cleanups. Security Skates Productions is a skater-owned independent enterprise and skate parks advocate. You can find out more information at securityskates.com. This has been your host, Paul, and while I do appreciate you watching this video, put down your phone and go skate, y'all. Happy skating.